thing in the video is I'm going to show you the remnants of a camp right now. As you can see, there's nothing left. It's fairly clean, just a bunch of sticks and stuff on the ground. That camp being the way it is, tore down, taken down, and not a mess, is why my camp is a lot safer than most people's. It's why my life is a lot safer than the street levels. It's why it is safer down here than it is up there, is because of that destroyed camp. Now I'm going to have to give you a little story about that camp. For my first 2 days down here, I didn't know there was anybody else. In fact, I was so naive, I thought, hey, I must be a genius. No one has found this area before. Because not for a second did I see any signs of life. And that was by design. I couldn't see them, but they could see me. They knew exactly where I was and all my movements were. It took about a week for them to finally approach me, and they're the other people that live down here. Well, down in the woods, I mean. When they finally did approach me, I learned a lot, that there are quite a few people down here that they'd like to stay hidden. No one was directly near me. They've always been pretty far. Like, from my camp to the nearest one is Gary, and he's like a 5-minute walk. But the closest after that, because Gary's by coincidence, would take about 45 minutes to walk to. Well, they approached me because they'd been watching me for about this first week down here. Me going through my life oblivious, not knowing I'm being watched. When I would leave, they would watch me go, see where I went. When I was down there, they were seeing what I was doing. When I was gone, they were checking out my camps to see what I was, doing there. They weren't stealing from me, they were vetting me. When they decided that, yeah, I'm an okay guy, they approached me, and they were giving me the green light that it's okay for me to be in this area. But they, sat me down and had a conversation with me and told me the rules for the area. Because even when you're living in the woods and on the fringes, there are still rules. Well, those rules are pretty simple. Rule number 1 is the most important rule. Keep your area clean. That is always going to be the most important rule, because we don't want to get noticed. We don't want piles of garbage in our area. And garbage attracts animals and people, and it's not good for anybody. Number 2 is you don't steal from anybody down here. That should be obvious. Believe it or not, it's somewhat of a community, albeit we are far from each other, but there's still some camaraderie because we're all in a similar situation. So you don't steal from anybody down here, at least if you want to stay. And number 3, another important rule is do not bother the locals, do not bother the normies, because there are trails and whatnot down here, and they walk them. Leave them alone. Don't bother them. No one wants to see you. That's why we're so well hidden. Now, this is another one. When he told me the fourth and final rule, he looked at me and he says, he doesn't care what I do. Just don't bring it down here. None of the people in the area are users. Luckily, neither am I. But what he said to me was, if you're going to do that kind of shit, don't do it down here. Don't bring it down here. Go up there. Do it up there. I don't care what you're doing up there, but you don't bring it down here. Now, this is a group of people telling me this. So, if they wanted to, they could get together and get rid of me. Now, these are fairly simple and basic rules that I was going to do anyways, so I accepted them, and yeah, I've never had problems, and that's great. But that brings me back to that camp I showed you at the beginning. Fortunately, he's fairly close to mine and Gary's camp. Was, at least. He showed up about 4 days ago and, gathered a bunch of that wood and put up, it was a tent he put up with a tarp. Got us all set down, and fine, that's okay. If you're new down here, you're setting up, whatever. Just keep clean, no one cares. It was I think about the second day I noticed him, I figured we were going to have a problem. I saw his camp. There was garbage just, not out overflowing from outside in the tent, but there was garbage from where he was cooking, because he had a small little, small firebox kind of deal. So there's garbage on the ground, there's crap everywhere. It's starting to look bad. If that's only after 2 days, I'm scared to think what would happen after a week. Not to mention Gary noticed this, and he didn't like it at all. Because where he is, he wants to stay hidden. And yeah, like that, it attracts too much attention. Just the garbage. Even if you're there and you're clean, no one cares. But if you're messy and there's crap everywhere, the regulars are going to notice. So he had already broken one of the rules. He didn't even know that. I don't even think he knew we were there yet. But then he caused problems for other people down here. Apparently, the guy that was there got into a fight with one of the other people down there. The guy who had set up near me was stoned off his ass and just wanted to fight or cause problems for someone. and he found some camps and started to go through them and cause problems for the people there. And I guess that was the final straw, because the other guys down in the area that are somewhat close but not close to me approached me and says, what do I think about him? Yeah, and they came to the same consensus that I did. He's got to go. Now you're going to say it's just horrible that you homeless people would kick someone out that's got no place to go. If he stays, it's going to cause everybody a problem, and then we're all going to have to go somewhere else. We're all going to be removed and lose our stuff. But we're not like the people who would come in and destroy camps. Not us. We packed this tent out, bolted it back up, packed his bags, put everything in there, got everything neat. So when he came back and saw us there, and we told him, guy, you're not working out down here. We see you here, and you're causing all of us problems. It's time for you to go. And that was a group of us telling him he's got to go. He had a few choice words to say about us, that this is a free effing country, he can be wherever he wants, but he got the point that he's not welcome down in this area. There are plenty of other better places for him that no one like us are. Is a little bit further up north. West, I'm going to say northwest-ish. It goes along down the trails, and there's a spot where there's a lot of people. Us, we're on the outskirts where no one is, and yeah, that's it. That's why we've managed to stay so safe. We've got rules, and we built a community. And with that, don't try to come in and, destroy it. Or don't come in with the intentions that you're going to be a slob or cause problems. Because, again, we're a community, and you can go. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I just wanted to share that story. You guys take care. Bye now.